Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here with Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and today I want to chat with you guys and gals a little bit about getting fit and what type of training will really get most people there. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so and drop me a comment down below. I'd appreciate it so much. All right, so because I do have a background in powerlifting and I have been extremely morbidly obese before all of this, lost like 150 pounds. I may not be the best example for me to use, but you guys have seen a lot of my clients and testimonials. A lot of them who have really good physiques, and people are like, wow, they look great, they look phenomenal. And then people find out I don't really have them do bodybuilding training to achieve that. And I think when most people think of being really fit or looking fit, you look at a lot of the CrossFit athletes, and that actually appeals to a lot more people. And it's like funny, like client Ted, who everyone sees, everyone's like, well, he looks great and he's strong and fit, and he's done multiple sports. He's run a bunch of 5Ks, done a lot of other field stuff. I've had to do strongman stuff here recently. We're getting ready for powerlifting meets. He kind of pointed out, we laughed, he sent me some pictures from 2019, and I'm like, yeah, you got a great physique there, but he's like 170 pounds. Compared to now, I've got him, like 203. But he laughs. He goes, I didn't do a lot of lifting during that time. He goes, it was a lot of GPP and running. He was running 5Ks. He did lots of GPP. And that's kind of a point I would make to a lot of guys out there. As much as I love my big lifts and bodybuilding stuff to some extent, for most people, standing around doing bodybuilding stuff in machines isn't really going to get you where you want to go. I would say to most guys, a couple of barbell exercises. Like if you just want to be super fit, it really is just going to be about a clean diet and doing enough conditioning and other stuff. So I would say to a lot of guys, look, you could focus on 4 or 5 exercises and as far as the lifting goes and be done with it. Like if you just get really good at, squat, bench, deadlift, pull-ups or chin-ups, maybe some overhead pressing, or dips, things like that, right? You could just do those big movements. You could even do them for a lot of rep work. You could do them for heavy stuff, rep work. You could mix it together. That may be all you really need in terms of the lifting. Okay, if you're just trying to get fit. So even some of the old school type routines, and I have clients who do stuff like that. They focus just on a high level of fitness. And that's one reason I do more and more and more fitness stuff. I only lift 3 days a week. And granted, I do a lot of stuff. I squat, bench, deadlift, and all that. But, I have clients who they just get leaner and leaner, and they've lost weight, or they get lean and they have good physique. So we do a lot of conditioning. I mean, really just GPP type work, honestly. People think of as CrossFit stuff. So look at what you see me doing in some of this sled work. Weighted carries, jumping, throwing, plyometrics. So I would say to a lot of people, realistically, if you just wanted to be super fit, right? Look good, just get good at a few big lifts. You don't need to spend lots and lots of time working on every muscle, isolating stuff. It's probably not going to matter if you're not going to do a bodybuilding show. Get in, get the meat and potatoes, or get stuff that's going to make you more athletic. So those big exercises work, and then just hammer GPP. Run, jump, push and pull things, sleds, weighted carries of different types. You don't have to have farmer's walks, handles, dumbbells, trap bars, all that stuff. All that stuff can be used for weighted carries very, very successfully. Okay, can be and is used. In fact, I could even rotate some of my handles out there. You could do dumbbells. You could do a trap bar. Okay, weighted carries, pushing and pulling. Lots of it. That will get most people into better shape. But I mean, so what do I mean by old school routines? You remember the super squats routine? Somebody could come in and do super squats, like most of your workout days. And I've put up a version of it before online. You could come in and do the Widowmaker squat. Right? It's a 20 rep breathing squat, meaning about your 10 to 12 rep max. Do 10 reps and then rest, pause your way. Then you do a set of high rep pullovers, like 20 reps, and then you superset 3 sets of weighted dips and chin-ups or pull-ups back and forth after and go home. Okay? They used to build football players this way. Like, you could do a workout like that. Next workout, you could come in and, deadlift, bench press, clean and push press, do some pull-ups, whatever. You could alternate workouts like that. Right? I mean, I'd do more of the clean and push press if my shoulders allow for it. I'm slowly getting back to doing that. Okay? You get jacked. Most dudes get just progressively overload training like that. You'll get jacked and stacked. But no, really, think about that for a moment. What if you just came in and then just did deadlifts and then benching and then clean and push presses? Okay? What if you did super squats on another day? What if you just alternated stuff like that 3 times a week and you just did lots of GPP and running? Let's be honest. Most guys out there would have way, way, way better physiques than most guys at the gym. Combine that with diet. Diets are going to be the real key. Honestly, dudes just get lean. And for most people, like people who've never been obese don't have to use any of the strategies that I do. Like I've been super fat. I need special strategies just to get a calorie deficit. But honestly, for most guys, if you just ate really clean and protein overfed, you would get there. Especially with all that other work. Like if you're doing all that running and you're doing sleds and weighted carries. Okay? What if you're doing all that stuff? Man. Then what's going to happen? Most dudes would get really lean, especially if they protein overfeed. They just recomp. People wouldn't even need to count calories, honestly. Like if you just ate clean, you could use stuff like fasting. I don't care about counting your macros. I don't care if you're trying to do a high or a low carb. You don't need to worry. Just eat healthy. Eat healthy carbs, healthy fats. Protein overfeed and do all that stuff. Most guys would get pretty dang lean. If you just push those basic lifts and push that sort of stuff, you get strong, you get jacked. And if you're lean enough, you're going to look jacked anyways. I think people overvalue that. Like, just get strong. You just get strong, you're going to get thick anyways. And if you just get lean enough and all that conditioning will do that. All that GPP will put muscle on you too. And I think people forget that. You don't think pushing a sled or pulling a sled and doing weighted carries will make you big? Okay? Especially throwing a few barbell lifts and pull-ups, you'll get jacked. But here's the difference. What if you did all that stuff like I described and then you actually run, do 5Ks, work on your mile times, work on your 5K times, do all that GPP? You're eventually going to be super fit. You don't need a single machine. You don't need a single cable. You don't need anything to do that. This is just real athletic and fitness training. Again, most people would have the physique that the average person thinks is phenomenal. Doesn't mean bodybuilders are going to like it, but no one cares what they think anyways. They're all going to die young. So who cares? All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.